Good morning, 302 and 306 Middle School. I'm Miss Cochran.
And I'm Amelia Pearson.
So today we're going to talk about telling time, and then I think Isla has some toys that she wants to talk about a little bit later. But first we're going to talk about telling time. Okay, so what we have with us today behind us is we've got our practice clock, Isla's practice clock, and we've got our Judy clock, and we've got some information around telling time. So as we get started, we wanted to talk about the two different hands on the clock. So there's a long hand, which is called the minute hand, and then there's a shorter hand, which is called the hour hand. Right now, it is...
Can I bring one of these eggs to kindergarten? I'm going to be really
Isla's going to go to kindergarten in the fall, aren't you?
But and I'm going to bring one of these eggs because I love them.
Right now, it is 12 o'clock noon. I can see that our minute hand which is the long one, and our hour hand, which is the short one, is all the same. I'm going to move this so that we can see the difference. I'm going to make it go down to 12:30. So that way you can see that the minute hand, the longer hand, is different than the shorter hand. One of the things to think about sorry, I got a little glare on my clock there. One of the things to think about is that on our learning clock, we have two sets of numbers. We've got our big numbers, 1 through 12, but then on the outside, we also have our smaller numbers, our 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And I actually changed that clock the wrong way. I went instead of, that was at 11:30. So most clocks that look like this learning clock are only going to have the 1 through the 12, and those are the hours. We've got to then learn these smaller numbers that correspond with the large numbers. So that's going to be something that we're going to be learning about. But the first thing we wanted to talk about is the difference between the minute hand, which is the long hand, and the hour hand, which is the short hand. Now, at your house, you might have just a digital clock or a clock that, please let go. A clock.
Can I hold it when you're done?
Yep, absolutely. A digital clock is one that only has the numbers not in a round area, but just in a line. That's another way to tell time. It's important that we all learn how to learn on these clocks because, my turn first. On these clocks,
these are good clocks. Because you see, this one's like this one. That means it's top time.
Oh, wait. This is when it's going to be top times. Let's read our clock. Our Judy clock. Isla gets to watch TV while Mommy makes lunch at 12:30. So I see that come over here and have a look. I see that the hour.
Special guest we're going to introduce you now.
Look at my clock first. Look at my clock first. I see that the hour is near the 12. So once it passes the 12 but doesn't hit the 1 yet, it's still considered 12. See, it's kind of in the middle. And then the minute hand is all the way down near the 6, but because it's the minute, it's the 30. So that's at 12:30 is when you get to watch
Mama,
Tots when I make you lunch.
Can we make sure this is the end?
Yes. Are you ready to introduce? Now, Isla has a little information that she'd like to share about how to train your dragon. So you can either stay tuned with us and listen to Isla's explanation of some new Easter eggs that she got, or you can conclude.
You see, I'm holding one of the dragon's eggs.
And where did you get that dragon egg?
From Easter. When I was sleeping, the Easter Bunny brought it.
Why don't you scooch back so that they can see you? Sit on your stool so they can see you. Yeah, and
And then I'm going to open. Then when I opened the first egg, what was this egg? I opened it.
And what was inside your egg?
It was a cute little baby Toothless. Hello.
So that character's name is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Would you like to see more? That's not it. And the next one And then we checked in the other nest.
Would you like me to put the egg together while you open the other ones?
No, and then I found this egg.
Okay, sit on your bottom right here so that they can see it.
It was light blue, and I started to open it, and then there was a little baby stormfly. She was so adorable. And then we went upstairs, and then I checked, and there was a red egg. I opened it, and there was a little baby hook thing. And then I closed the egg, and then I came in. I came in to see this egg, and it was a guanco egg. And then I opened it. There was a little baby meatbug. Then I put him back inside, and then I put the cap over it.
Okay, we're gonna finish.
Wait, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. And this is Donkey. I never get to bring him to school because Mom said no. And this is Kookaburra. He's here.
He's a special bird. Kookaburras are a special bird that live in Australia. We used to live in Australia. And so
I was born as a baby.
Yeah, Isla was born as a baby in Australia.
The stool was about to film with her.
Oh my gosh. And so this is our pretend kookaburra. We used to see kookaburras at our house.
We'll see you later.
See you later, middle school.